Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, in which Superman murders all of humankind. This is Stinker Madness!
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. With me in Super Studio C is Sam and Jackie. As always, how are you guys? Starting with Jackie.
Oh, yeah.
And Sam.
Less than super.
Less than super. I don't know. I feel pretty fucking super.
Yeah, I feel pretty pumped, especially, like, I thought you guys were going to have some trouble with those deleted scenes, but it really does bring the whole thing together.
Yeah.
I would say that I feel more super than Superman. Like, I now have the confidence that just me would be a better superhero than Superman because he sucks in this movie.
I don't think he sucks in this movie.
He kills all of humankind.
No, he doesn't.
You can't move the fucking moon. You can't touch it. Don't touch it. We all just died. Oh, thanks, Superman, you idiot. There's so many idiot moves that Superman makes in this movie that... And everybody around him is also making stupid moves, so it works in his...
To his favor, I guess.
To his favor, but... Long story short, we all fucking die. It's so dumb. The concept is bad. The scenes are bad. The bad guy is bad. Lex Luthor's bad. At no point in the making of this film were any good decisions made. You take this script and you go, this is fucking garbage, and you wad it up and throw it in the trash can and just go and film some scenes. Just make it up as you go, and it's going to be a better movie.
The sort of thing that I find puzzling about Glenn and Globus running this picture is that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
That, like, other times they would have done that. It's like, I guess somebody at Warner Brothers told them not to. Because they would have wadded it up and thrown it away and then had somebody come in and write a script that you can do for $17 million. Because that's plenty of money.
That's plenty of money.
It's plenty of money to make. They should have done better with the money they had with that thing.
Yeah.
Even with as stupid as it. You can only do so good with how stupid the script is, but they should have done better.
Well, this script was written by Christopher Reeves, right?
No, the story
was by him,
I guess.
And it's a bad story.
Well, they talk about it or Mark Rosenthal talks about it in the commentary that he just really wanted to get the nuclear war thing was his idea.
Yeah.
And he had an office at Warner at this time too, because he was a big take box office wise. So he's sort of a silent producer of the film as well.
Well, it makes sense if you're in, what year is this, 1989? 1987, somewhere in there.
In there.
The Cold War still
raging.
Forefront, yeah. It makes sense that if you're Superman, or, you're like, well, why doesn't Superman just get rid of the nukes? He could do that. That makes sense. That's the only thing as a foundation that's like, oh, yeah, he could do that. That is something that Superman would do. But the beef that Superman has with it, and it takes the voice of a child for him to be like, oh, yeah, I could do that. And then his plan, get rid of the nuclear missiles, is one of the most preposterous things I've ever seen in film. Like, Jackie lost her shit when she saw the nukes in space. Like, it is so dumb.
Well, that's another thing. Like, how do you do that and make it not look stupid?
He catches them and tosses them in the sun. He doesn't need a nuke net. Where did he get that goddamn thing? Did he make it? Like, is that one of his powers?
Well, and it was a steel cable, so...
So there's some factory in Indiana that's making nuclear nets that he's like, hey, I need a nuclear net. You're not going to get it back, by the way. I'm going to toss it into the sun. Well, that's what it's built for, Superman. Oh, we were really hoping that this company would take off at someday. We've just been making these nuke nets, and nobody's been buying them until now. Thank God.
He had actually built that on speculation that Aquaman was going to piss him off enough that he was just going to net him in steel and just beat the shit out of him.
Net the entire ocean.
Yeah,
just
him and all of his dolphin buddies all at once and just smack him around on the outside of the moon, show him who's boss.
Superman's just trolling the ocean with a net tied to his ankle and just swimming back and forth trying to catch it.
Only if Aquaman, mentions the red and blue clashing one more time. if he mentions that one more fucking time, it's all over.
Oh, man. This movie is a laugh riot, though.
It is, from minute one, absolutely hilarious.
It is quite funny. Not intentionally.
No. Because there is comedy that is very not funny.
It's very not funny. John Cryer comes to mind quite a bit.
Wow. And it's not his fault. I mean, it's half his fault.
It's
Half
a
of
little
it is
his
his
fault.
fault, but he's doing what he's supposed to. Whoa.
Oh, no.
That guy, I just wanted him to die.
Yeah, you wanted to punch Lenny pretty hard.
And you were really hoping that when Nuclear Man, when he starts spinning him around and he's like, "Oh, I'm breakdancing," you're kind of hoping that maybe he just throws him off the building
Yeah.
and he dies.
Does anybody die in this film? Other than all of Earth.
Everybody on Earth.
Because now we're floating through space with no tether of the moon's gravity to keep us in check.
You don't see anybody die, but when he pushes all the police cars back and explodes them, I got some bad feelings about some of those guys.
Yeah. He does save that one lady off the Great Wall of China, though.
I don't know if anybody else lived, but that I can't tell if that is a woman, a very small man,
I don't know.
a young boy, or what. And the hair's all weird.
Yeah, the extras in this movie are bizarre, too. Like, oh, we need this character in here. And I had a lot of that. Like, is that a man or a woman in this shot here? I couldn't figure it out. There's just these bad haircuts running rampant through this film that it's like, where did you find these people?
What? And then there's really long takes that aren't like long takes where things happen. They just leave shit on screen that doesn't need to be left on screen forever. And so these extras are really having to be in the shot for a long time. And you notice them.
One weird shot to me that comes into mind, I don't know if you guys caught this, but it's when Lois Lane is on the subway and she's just gotten on the subway and she like is looking around like, oh, normal New York lifestyle. And then the camera does a long pan down the aisleway to nowhere.
Yeah, like I was kind of expecting
Something.
Clark
Superman,
Kent.
yeah.
Superman to come in, like he just jumped on the back of the train or whatever.
Right. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but then it was just nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like the guy has a heart attack or the driver has a heart attack and just the action starts.
Sporadic, strange shots that are like, we're going to get this shot and it's going to look really cool, but then it's completely pointless.
And it didn't look cool.
It didn't look cool.
No.
And it serves no function. And there's like, it's like a smattering of those shots all over this fucking thing. It's a strange production, this film. And I guess, that's what you get with a Canon film. It's going to be strange.
Yeah, and this is sort of you get a mishmash of them being, all they really do is say, there is no more money, repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
And when they see the final thing go, this is shit, and cut it down to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's their entire involvement, and that's why they're the demons, because they wouldn't help, and then when they saw the pile of shit, they fixed it. But then you have...
it.
Well, we'll talk about that at the end, I think. That's one of my questions.
Okay.
So then you have Sidney J. Furie, he's directed like over 35, maybe 30 pictures or something like that.
Mm-hmm,
So he's a very accomplished veteran. I don't know where they find these writers. This is one of their first scripts. We discussed in the point 5 the other things that they wrote, and they're equally dubious in terms of storytelling.
Sure.
So that's, problem one, I think, is this script. And then that Warner still has some push, and that Christopher Reeves is like, no, we're going to make some money here. So the whole production, I don't think anyone is ever really in charge of this thing. And I think that's one of the problems. I think that at a certain point, you have the final yes and no's happen with Galan and Globus, but other than that, Christopher Reeves is in charge of the project.
That's what I would get. That's the impression that I get, is that if anybody had the most power, it would have been Christopher Reeves in this thing.
And that he didn't have enough time to try to... He can't wrangle all of it, I guess. I'm not sure, but... Or he's listening to the wrong people, because apparently him and the writing team were all on board together, and it's like, that's the part that sucks.
Yeah.
Because you could have reined that thing in. got it to where you didn't shoot so much. You could have done a better job shooting for special effects.
Right. The special effects are awful.
Yes, and it's not that like the matte work wasn't wrong. They just shot it under the wrong lighting.
Yeah, and the concept behind the special effects is stupid.
Well,
they're dumb plans anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. The things that are happening on screen are
The
are
fight
worse.
scenes are retarded, and they look terrible, and they're shot poorly, and it's a train wreck. But
I would like to talk.
yeah, let's talk about Nuclear Man. Let's start with Jackie over there. And
Costumes galore. in
what
this
did you
movie.
think about Nuclear Man?
Yeah, because I don't know shit about special effects and stuff like that. I mean, they look like Superman special effects for that time, and I accepted them for what they were. So, moving on.
You didn't doubt them in any way.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I can see the string. That's fine.
Yeah, they're not a lot worse than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just kind of accepted it that, it's an 80s Superman movie. It's going to have some shitty special effects, and okay, that's fine. But the costumes, yeah, so Nuclear Man.
All right. Mark Pillow, who
it took
doesn't
me-
have any lines.
Yeah, so it took me a little bit to figure out that he wasn't wearing a dress or a tunic of any kind, that was like a pair of tights that looked like a dress.
Yeah,
It was
the
really
black
weird.
pattern is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, the golden sides make it seem like you can't tell where his skin starts and the costume ends or what.
Yeah, or that it's like a loincloth, like a flap, but it's
But he's got
tights.
tights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of confusing.
Okay.
And then his cape sucked.
Yeah.
Like his logo, the N.
The N below.
Yes, whoever made that, what a dick shit.
The sun and then an N on top of it. A
I couldn't-
shitty sun.
I couldn't tell that it was a sun. I just like, okay, so they put a gold circle with an N, lightning bolt N.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's stupid.
And you can see the stitch marks on the sun.
Yeah.
Not
Even-
good put together.
Even though he was born in it.
Yeah, he's fucking born in his pajamas.
Yeah, he's born in this outfit. He can never take it off.
He's got gauntlets, we should say. Wrist gauntlets.
Yeah. He's also got switchblade fingernails.
He's got hockey hair.
Yeah. He's
hockey
got
hair's
Lee
the
press-on
best.
nails on.
Yeah.
Like, somebody took some time to make those nails.
So Mark Pillow never starred in a movie before, or never was in a movie before this, and he's never been in one since.
No, he's been in 2 other movies after
Really?
this, yeah.
Oh.
They were really like, and he may have been extras in it, but one of them was right afterwards, the next year in 88, and then it was 93. I think he is English.
You are incorrect, Sam. The only thing that he has ever been else in is an episode of Wise Guy and 13 episodes of Alaska Kid.
Okay,
He's
so they're
never was
shows-
in another movie.
Oh, okay, he did act again, though. Sort of.
Well, we haven't seen it, so we don't know if it's acting or not.
He hasn't acted. There wasn't, I mean, for God's sakes, Gene Hackman was doing all of his lines.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I mean, I asked it during the production, or when we were watching it, is his voice just so crappy that he can't, hey,
I don't know.
that's
Like,
not a nuclear man.
that was something that apparently got to a higher level of decision making because originally it was supposed to be Christopher Reeves playing both parts.
Yeah.
And what they were going to do is just have his hair was going to be a visual effect the entire
Like fire or something?
like it was just glowing constantly, which would have been too expensive.
Yeah.
So
The
they
neon glow.
nixed that. Of course, I believe it's Golan and Globus bring in this guy because they're like, I like the look of this guy. That happens a lot. That's part of their history.
He's
That
a buff
happens.
dude.
He's a buff dude.
Yeah.
I think he looks fine for it. And they're like, and he's blonde, so you don't have to do this visual effect. Stop asking for more money. Here's the guy.
Right.
And then somewhere else, when another producer, maybe even the director's like, oh, well, we'll double time Hackman instead. And that was a major betrayal in the production, according to the commenter. Like, how could they have done that to Chris? He calls everybody by their first names like they're best friends.
Yeah, they're pals. All right. How about Muriel Hemingway? She was nominated for Worst Supporting Actress in the Razzies.
Oh, did she get that?
She was nominated. She did not win.
Oh, God, she was so annoying. When I was just kind of hoping that she would die, too. I'm not going to lie. Like,
Well, she does. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll get to that. That's my first question. But she stinks,
She
right?
stinks.
She's not good in this movie. And she went on to do other stuff. She was in TV shows and, like, I mean, you know who she is.
Well, she's one of fucking Hemingway's granddaughters, so there's only...
Oh, whoopty fuckity do.
He's a goddamn American treasure.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah,
he was
shut
a
up over
drunk,
there.
suicidal
She's not.
man.
She's not.
No, she's not. My question is that, Jackie, is she sexy?
No.
Decidedly no.
Why are you asking her?
I feel like she has an opinion on that.
Okay.
We were thrown under the bus, so we gotta
I
ask her
have
now.
never found her attractive.
No.
Here's
ever in my entire life.
Here's the deal. When she's on the desk, right, and she's trying to seduce Clark Kent, she has some, like, dynamite legs.
Fine.
I mean, she has some dynamite legs, right? But then, like, then you keep looking up and you're like, oh.
Yeah, they're attached to the rest of her.
Yeah. And then you're like, the whole package, meh. She's kind of a butterface.
Those
She's really
eyebrows
tall,
are
too.
just awful.
And she doesn't have good boobs.
No, fine.
Like, you would think with those legs, as you were making your way up, you'd get into some really, like, plump, nice cans. You know, like 2 cantaloupes sitting up there. But no, that you, like, don't even see the boobs. You're like, oh, okay, so it's a boy with nice legs
And
and eyebrows.
freaking caterpillars above her eyes.
I didn't think her eyebrows were that
Oh,
bad.
they're so preposterously thick. They're 2 strips of bacon on top of her face. It's ridiculous.
So then the casting missed the mark because she's supposed to be pure sex.
Yeah,
That's the idea. Is that
I'm sorry.
Superman is the sexy man, whereas Clark isn't, and then you have this the dynamic of the sexiest woman being attracted to the lesser of his
Right.
personas.
Yeah, I get
And
the dichotomy.
you don't really get that because you just look at the two of them. You're like, yeah, I'd believe that. They look like a pair to me.
They fine together.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would not have caught that. Because
Pure
I
sex is
don't
not
think
it.
that she is not pure sex.
Sorry
She's,
if you're listening, Muriel, but
So
miscast.
cry all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
She's like, fuck you, stinker madness.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really think Brooke Shields was hot either. So.
No, I don't think it was a Hellcat.
You know-
Was that
Vivian Vaughn.
Veronica Vaughn?
Veronica Vaughn.
One fine piece of ace I know from experience.
Anyways,
don't.
let us proceed. The movie starts out with way too long credits. They look terrible, but that's pretty much the norm in Superman's universe.
I believe that they're about half as long as the credit usually goes.
Yeah, maybe.
The first one, I remember when I got this pack, I was watching it and I was like, fuck, is this ever gonna end?
Well, you start kind of questioning, like, is this the end of the movie? And the DVD is broken?
Did we miss something?
What happened? Like, is it over?
One name at a time, huh, guys? Nice.
And they all fly around slowly.
Slowly in front of the Earth.
Well, also out in space is a Russian space thingy. I don't know what this thing is.
That's supposed to be mirror, I think.
It's a tube.
It's a flashlight
Yeah, it's a flashlight. That's
with some shit stuck to it.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on it singing.
this Rusky's just out there singing tunes and working on stuff, I guess. He's pulling a
I thought he had-
EAV.
I thought he had a nice voice.
Oh, sure, fine.
Yeah,
They make fun of him for being a Russian Sinatra, but,
he was doing fine.
Hey, I
He
think
was
being
doing
the
great.
Russian Sinatra is a nice compliment.
yeah, that's what I would think, too.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Not you.
Strangers in my vodka.
Did you guys ever see the da-da-da-da video?
No.
No, it's like a Russian night show. And all he does is go, da-da-da-da-da. He never, there's not one lyric.
Oh, I'm going to have to look this one up.
It's fucking hilarious. We'll put a link to it on the website. There's also Space Junk.
Space junk. This is the great, like, it's odd because I watched it like 4 days ago and I forget how much ridiculous shit is in this. But it starts out hot. There's a guy doing a spacewalk. Here comes some space junk, and it fucking clobbers him.
It tacos only him.
And you clearly see his head come off in the shot.
That was like starting it off hot for this movie.
The fact that it only wipes him out, and then it causes the space flashlight to go into a spin, but right before that, you get a shot of the space junk coming, and it's a sizable piece of space junk.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's
a
half
rock.
it's half the size of the space station.
It's like an old
basically.
burned out engine
Yeah.
from another rocket or something. And they look out the window, those people inside the space flashlight, and they're like, no, you don't have any, like, warning, collision alarm. You need to turn on the jets and move up into the atmosphere by 20 feet.
Okay, but who honestly is going to put one of those on a spaceship in the 80s? Because honestly, they're going to be like, well, what the fuck do you need that for? You're going up into space. Like, weren't thinking
Flying
about space junk.
Yeah. No, I believe everything. If you go into space, Jackie, you want to have as much ability to avoid damage, because there's shit flying around in space all the time. There's little tiny fucking pebbles that just fly around, old pieces of asteroid and shit. That's the number one problem about doing a UAV is 2, solar radiation, and then
Space
second,
junk.
space junk.
Actually,
So 2
floating
solar radiations?
debris. No, 1, solar radiation's a real bad thing. Then 2, debris.
Debris?
Debris, yes.
Oh.
Space flotsam and jetsam.
Yes, exactly. No, it's
So-
a real fucking thing, and it always has been, whether we've been in space or not. There's
As
just
I-
shit floating around in there.
Understand it now. That's one of the challenges of manned spaceflight at this point is we've actually, since the last space programs, have put so much shit up there that now just getting out of the shit cloud is the biggest problem.
Yeah. So they've been leaving shit out there. I have no problem with the floating space junk. I have a problem with them being like, holy crap, looking out the window and then getting hit by space junk. Fucking Russian command would be like, comrade, you've got some stuff coming your way. Move. That's sort of my Russian accent.
Good job.
They have an Austrian guy working the communications.
They're actually, no, they're watching and they're like high-fiving when his head comes off.
I fucking hate it, Peter.
Yeah, singing cocksucker.
I hope he finished that repair before he got knocked off the plane.
So Superman flies in and he stops the flashlight from spinning, and then he goes and grabs the guy
Whose head is back on.
He's fine.
He
this
doesn't
guy.
even have the wind knocked out of him. He gets hit by a piece of space junk that weighs 30 tons going about 600 miles an hour.
600, I would be willing to say more like several thousand miles. He's fine.
That's right.
Just a little shooken up.
And he deposits him inside the space station, and he waves. Everybody's like, thanks, Superman.
Well, he speaks Russian.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
right.
He's also bilingual in this movie, which I don't know if I've noticed that he's been bilingual in any
He
other
might be
movie.
trilingual. I don't know.
Well, he does speak French, and he does speak Chinese.
Well, that's 2 languages.
4.
We're
We're up to 4.
He's quadrilingual.
He speaks Italian as
yeah,
well.
and he speaks Italian in this movie.
He speaks all the languages.
Cinco-lingual.
Wow, that's like,
I speak Spanish too.
well, good job, and apparently Russian. Comrade.
Where we started.
Oh man, we're getting sidetracked. So, yeah, so it's already you're like, oh my god, this movie is not going to play by the rules of reality at any point in time, is it? And it's hard to even top the fucking guy's head coming
Oh,
off.
that's one of the funniest things in the movie.
Somehow it happens.
It does.
It gets stupider.
Well, the next action scene is you see Lois Lane. She's back. Margot Kidder's back, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this scene does. And she gets on the train. Clark misses it. The train goes out of control. And this is when we find out that it's not only just going to... It's not going to play by the rules of reality. It's not even going to play by the rules of Superman.
No. So, speaking of the rules of Superman, he's selling the Kent residence.
Oh, yeah.
What happens in 3 that would prompt him to do this?
They die in 3.
His parents?
Yeah, I think they just die of old age.
Yeah, okay. Well, he pulls out this energy shard out of his old youth pod.
But it was like a hole in the ground. It wasn't even the pod.
It wasn't a
It
pod
was
at all.
just a big... It was like a tree stump that had some glitter on it.
I think it looks like one of those like meteors that you see in the old 1950s aliens from space invasion movies where they land in a meteor and goo comes out of it, and that's how you get the blob or something. That's what it looked like to me.
I actually know how to do that special effect. You just take some glow sticks and some ice water.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
So, but I don't
Fancy.
get why they couldn't just get the pod from the first one.
Yeah, just
It's probably in a prop room somewhere.
I would assume that because the Daily Planet was all recycled props. Every prop that they could get their hand on, they got. It must have been lost.
it's a shitty prop. But why even have that stupid thing? Why not? It's like, I need this energy stick for later. I have my Superman senses going off, and he's just got it in this like fancy like box or something.
Why isn't it in the Fortress of Solitude?
Why isn't it in the Fortress of Solitude?
When does the Fortress of Solitude get rebuilt?
I don't know.
It gets destroyed in two, doesn't it?
I have questions.
Yeah, because they zap his powers in two.
Yeah.
I have questions that does the Fortress of Solitude even exist in this film?
He goes to it.
Yeah, he goes to
Does
it.
he?
Or is it a flashback?
Is it a flashback, or does it take place in his mind? Because it's the cut is real vague. He's sitting there mulling stuff over in his apartment. Next thing, he's at the Fortress of Solitude talking to the elders, and you're like, "Wait, what? Huh?" Wait.
No, it shows him flying, so he goes
No,
there.
it does not. Sam.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Let's stop the podcast. We're rewatching this goddamn movie.
I've
Back to back.
Yeah, I watched it on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure he flies out there.
I didn't think it did because
Yeah.
I was like, he's just there. And then the next cut is him back at his apartment.
The next cut is just a forward cut to him back at the next apartment.
Yeah.
There is a little shot of him flying in between on the way there, though. And then there's a fly in on the cinematography, so it's like a slow push into the miniature,
Yes, it is a slow push towards the Fortress of Solitude. That is
which
correct.
I think is a recycled shot from one of the other
I
movies.
think it is too. Anyways, so he's selling the farm. He only wants it to sell it to somebody who's going to be another farmer. He doesn't want to just sell it to another developer that's going to put in a strip mall. And this really doesn't pan out in the rest of the film. Well, it's just
Other than grabbing the stick that's glowing, it just doesn't make any fucking
it
difference.
has nothing to do with anything. Let's table that and come back to it later.
Okay.
Lex Luthor he's doing some hard time, labor camp, rock chopper guy, whatever you call those are when you got a pickaxe and you're just breaking rocks.
You're a chain gang.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
chain gang. Days are never finished. Master's got me working. Someday Master set me free. No?
No.
It's racist.
No.
It's racist.
That's a song. The song's racist, not me. John Cryer.
Thank you, Eric Cartman.
John Cryer pulls up in his bullshit
mobile.
car, the Lenny mobile.
It's bullshit.
It's a Cadillac, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's about an 85 Cadillac.
Yeah, DeVille.
Is it a DeVille? I think it's an Eldorado.
Oh, it might be an Eldorado.
It's an Eldorado convertible.
And it's got bullshit glued all over it. His name is painted on the side.
Yeah.
And it's got the sweetest stereo of all time, apparently.
Which is some horns.
And then it's got like this Batmobile arm that goes from the windshield to the back as well. Like, what does that do?
Is that only there to explain why people are not killed in it later?
Oh, it's a roll bar?
I guess.
Could be.
Either way, they
There
didn't
for
make
safety.
it.
Because that Lenny guy, he cares.
He cares.
Yeah, I don't know. So the guards are like, oh, wow, what a great stereo. Can I check that out? Sure, get in. So they do. And you guys said that they put on
They
headphones?
put on fucking headphones.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a surround sound car.
It's got these horns. It's got 4 horns that would obviously be stupid, that are supposed to be super loud, but then they get in and they put headphones on.
Maybe because the horns are so loud, maybe they're earplugs, not headphones.
No, they were definitely headphones.
Fuck, I don't know then. And so he's got a tape cassette player, a Walkman, that
Yes.
apparently has remote control powers in it, and he locks them in
It's-
there and puts the convertible top up, and
A remote disguised as a Walkman.
it's a gadget. And then he drives him off a fucking cliff, and I love this shot because there's a shot of them inside the car as they're headed towards the cliff, and it's like
They're going
maybe
6.
a 20-foot drop.
Yeah.
And then the next shot is this car flying for hundreds of feet. It is launched into space, essentially, the car.
It's like the Blues Brothers falling from the sky thing. It is. They shot a Cadillac 30 feet in the air.
Yes. And then it crashes into the side of this, and those guys are fucking dead. I don't roll bar or not.
Dead.
That car should have exploded.
It did. There was a black plume of smoke.
There you go. Fucking dead. But they don't. So Lex and Lenny just walk.
They make
away.
off. I believe they're going to steal the car or something. They leave.
Okay, they escape.
We forward cut to somewhere else.
It's not really an escape. They just. So yeah, now we get to that subway business with Lois going to work, and Clark almost makes the train, but she's sitting there, and the driver. I mean, we think he has a heart attack, but he just kind of goes, "Oh,"
Falls over.
and falls over. Is he dead?
Well, no, because when Superman stops the train and goes in to check on him, he's like, he's going to be all right, but he needs medical attention.
Because he's
Because
dead.
he's dead. So nobody dies in this movie if he doesn't die.
If that. So what's wrong with him?
It was the tacos.
Yeah. he got really bad indigestion, and he's like, heart attack. No, it's just heartburn. Ow, ow, ow. And then he just kind of fell over.
Yeah.
He blacked out for a second.
When the heartburn's so bad that you
Pass out from it.
pass out and die.
Well, the passing out was from the tequila.
Oh, that's what it is the subway operator's job is just so bad. He just dumped a shitload of vodka into his coffee.
Yeah.
Bit too much. Just driving around New York, drinking fucking vodka coffee all day.
Like, I either push the lever or I pull the lever. It's not that fucking hard.
It's not like he really has to drive anywhere.
No, you don't steer those things. You
No.
just push a lever and make sure that there's...
You don't run into the one in front of you or let the one behind you run into you.
Yeah.
So you got to stay on time. You got to do it when you need to do it,
Yeah.
but it is just the one thing.
I think you can get wasted pretty good.
Well, I bet you'd end up about like this guy if you
Yeah.
did.
Eventually, you're going to get caught.
So Soup, he hears Lois scream for help because she's standing in the middle of the subway with hundreds of other people going, "Help me! Help me!" Who is she talking to?
Oh, I don't know, Superman.
The bald guy standing next to her. I can't fucking do anything.
She's talking to Superman.
She is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just has a vocal telephone to Superman at any time,
He can
wherever
hear
she...
everything, right? And he
guess.
just listens for her because this has been set up throughout the movie. The first two, it happens a lot.
So he's got nothing better. She is an asshole.
She's an asshole.
There's fucking wars and famine and
people
diseases,
getting their heads knocked off by space junk.
debris, and she's like, "Stop all that! Stop all that! I need help. I can do this at any time." She can't just run up to the front of the fucking train and hit the stop button. There's emergency pull cords all over those goddamn things in case of emergency.
I don't think that actually activates the brakes. The guy has to actually activate the brakes.
So it's just a, hey, stop the train. No,
Yeah,
I think it's
no.
I think they're e-brakes.
No, you pull on that and there's like a light comes on.
Anybody that lives into a major metropolitan area, please tell us how that works, because we do not, and we are fucking idiots. We don't have a subway here, so I don't trust you.
We've got a 93 Sentra.
So he stops it. You have a theory on how he stops it, Jackie, but what I see in this is he puts his foot on the rail, some electricity happens, he puts his hand up saying no to the train, and it stops.
So he has now, that's where I'm saying this is where we now realize that it's not only going to break the laws of physics, it's breaking the laws of Superman.
Yes, I think that he has telekinesis in this film.
He does.
But you have a different theory. What's your theory on how he stops this train?
Well, I don't think that it's telekinesis. I believe he puts his foot on the track and takes the power away, and it deactivates the train.
Okay, so
the
what
train
about
can't get-
momentum?
Maybe the brakes come on or something. I don't know.
Because
Well,
of
it just-
electricity? I don't know about that.
It just dies, and then it wasn't well oiled, and so there was a lot of friction, and the train just kind of rolls itself to a stop.
It was only going 6 to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really fast in the movie, but it was probably only going like maybe 15.
It's so stupid. I think he has telekinesis because
Yes.
later we see
He has various
actual, unarguable telekinesis
two
powers.
different points in the future.
Okay, so maybe he does have telekinesis because he does save those people that are all in a
Really?
circle.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
So Muriel Hemingway's character's name is Lacey Warbucks.
Warward.
Warward?
Her and her dad are going to buy the Daily Planet. They're going to become the major shareholders, and they're going to turn it into a smut rag, sell sensationalistic news, yellow journalism, as it were.
Which is, I think, unfortunate because we've gotten to that age with the internet, and we skipped over the part where it was just the headline and a topless lady. If I'm only going to read the headline, where the fuck is the topless lady?
Why is she the news?
Well, that's what it said. There was just a headline that says, Summit kaput at World Bank, and underneath it was a lady who had lost her top.
Yep.
Was she at the summit?
I don't know. She just doesn't have a shirt. And I appreciate it.
Her picture is in the article.
It's
She's not
the
a
article.
She's not a page 3 girl. She's in the article about the summit being kaput.
Article is the headline, and then her underneath it going, and she's like, whoops, I forgot my shirt.
That's why the summit was kaput is because everybody that came there to actually get something done, and then this lady lost her shirt and they couldn't get anything done because they were just like, hey, that lady has no shirt.
A bunch of them don't, like, because we need to get rid of Benny Hill. He shouldn't be in charge of this.
World leader Benny Hill.
You're like, oh, there's so many topless ladies constantly chasing me.
So the president comes on TV and he talks about this summit that's kaput, and that I think the summit was like hey, let's come together. It's the U.S. and Russia having like some peace talks, like, oh, we're gonna be nice to each other and put away the nukes. But instead, because of the topless lady, they need to make more nukes.
Yes.
Got to have all of them. We're gonna have to ramp this nuke shit up.
They were like, we went to the summit. It was kaput. We saw the topless lady and realized she doesn't have a top. We can't get caught with our pants down.
Here's an interesting question.
Sure.
That we have no basis or experience or knowledge of the answer because we're three people in a basement. When was the last time Russia or the United States made a nuclear missile?
I thought we've been disarming by X amount for about 15 years.
Yeah.
We use a lot of our, the actual missiles are what we use to send satellites up now.
Yeah. But were we making missiles? Because in the early 80s, I know that we had enough armaments to blow up the world like 60,000 times.
Yes.
You probably stopped production at some point.
You do, and they've been actually doing, it's been a long time, probably since Clinton, that both sides have been decommissioning.
Right.
Nobody's been building anything except for the other countries, say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just don't think that they're going to build more nukes. No, we've got plenty. Yes, the Cold War is still on. The summit failed.
They do take
I don't think
them
we need more nukes.
and make them into different ones. Like they'd make smaller nuke packages out of them. Tactical nukes, say.
Okay. That you can shoot at the Independence Day alien guys.
Yeah, conceivably you'd be able to use them
Or you
without
could
serious penalty to the environment.
you could put it in a suitcase and give it to Bruce Willis, and then he could go blow up an asteroid.
Maybe.
Okay.
Hey, he doesn't want to miss a thing, okay?
It's now in my head.
No.
I wanna fall asleep 'cause I'm missing you.
Fuck you. At a museum, they have Superman's pubic hair.
Next to a giant bullshit, like, can you just take a Bob's Big Boy and paint him
No,
like
the Superman statue is awful.
It was like, wow, somebody's kid made that. It doesn't even look like him in the face.
It doesn't look like a human.
It has a square head.
It is one of the worst movie props I've ever seen. It is shit.
And it's in front of what should have been the worst movie prop, a 1,000-pound ball hanging by hair.
Yeah.
Because it looks stupid as shit, but you can't really go, wow, that's terrible, because it's the thing behind it is so much worse.
Lex needs this hair, though, because he's going to use the DNA to clone Superman or make his own version of Superman using Superman's DNA.
Yeah.
So he breaks in and he cuts the hair that's the strongest fiber in existence with just a standard bolt cutter.
Yeah. Well, it begs the question, where does Superman get his haircut?
Well, if you could just do it with bolt cutters, I don't know. Maybe it cuts easy.
Maybe it
Fuck,
just
I don't know.
stays one length.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't grow.
What he does is he gets a series of mirrors and he cuts it with his laser vision.
Oh, that could be.
Oh, dude, that'd be like the sweetest haircut ever. It'd probably stink though in your house.
Remember long-haired Superman in the mid-90s? After he dies and comes
Yes.
back? He had the hockey hair.
Well, wasn't Cage supposed to rock the hockey hair?
Yeah, yeah. Cage had
Cage
the long
was-
hair,
yeah.
and Superman lives. But, yeah. So, there's this kid, this classroom, that hears about the nuclear ramp up, and I guess it's this big. The whole world is just now in fear of this arms race that is going to even get bigger, and it's the biggest deal ever. So the teacher stops class, and she's like, "Well, what can we do, kids? How can we help?" Well, we can write a letter to Congress. A lot of good that'll do.
You ever done that before? It doesn't help.
No, they don't fucking care.
Yeah, unless you have money. There's this one kid, Jeremy, who is arguably as bad at acting as Mariel Hemingway.
The whole classroom scene is a bunch of suck.
It is suck.
There's like an additional voice recording that's heckling him that does a bad job.
Yeah.
Like they brought in additional voice actors who screwed up. Is like every part of this scene stinks.
Well, and why is Jeremy off in the corner by himself on a platform?
Yeah, is something wrong with Jeremy?
And there's like science behind him.
He's got science by himself, and nobody else likes him. Oh, you know what? Jeremy spoke in class today. I remember!
Picking on the boy. Do it, Sam.
No,
Sam hates Jeremy.
I do. I hate Jeremy in this movie.
I hate Jeremy in this fucking movie, but
This is obviously not a classroom because it's like it's a split level house because the ground is right at the windowsill level.
Right, yeah.
So it's like somebody's basement.
yeah.
Well, the reason he's in the corner is because they're just renting a room in the basement. There's no, you just can't lay somebody's basement out like a classroom because the laundry's over here and the office. They've got science for the
Science and the laundry together at last.
They just put some science behind him because whoever's basement that was has like an insect collection.
Yeah, but doesn't it seem like Jeremy belongs in the basement either way?
Yeah, in the corner.
Let's just keep him downstairs because this kid is fucking weird, man.
Clearly, I remember picking on the boy.
Who bites the rhesus lady's breasts? I mean, is he horny? Is he just mad? Or is it a mix of two? Like he's mad horny.
The rhesus lady's breast.
Yeah,
Recess.
Oh.
Recess is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
but we unleashed the lion, mashed his teeth, and bit the racist lady's breast.
Oh.
Recess.
The Reese's lady. It's just the lady that comes to school and tosses out Reese's during the 80s when they were big on E.T. and shit. Anyways, we have to move on from Jeremy. So anyways, Jeremy's written a letter to Superman. And the Warfields, they want to make this giant fucking deal about this kid. Because, we've got the kids involved now, and they don't like nuclear war. And you know what? Say, we don't either. This is a good angle. Jimmy, give me copy.
Jimmy's a fucktard in this movie. He's just the guy who's like, oh my God, I can't get a job at another paper. I totally have to lay it down here. Like, yeah, okay.
Mr. Warfield, I'm a photographer. I don't do copy.
Exactly.
Get me copy, Jimmy. Are you saying copy or coffee?
Because I don't do that either.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah, at this point, he's going to.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get his bums fired.
Have you ever seen Jimmy Olsen take a photograph?
He's no Peter Parker, that's for sure.
I think he takes a couple in the first one, but he's just sort of around for the subsequent 3 films.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what? I think you're right. I don't think I saw him take one single photograph during this movie.
No.
He's there for his looks.
He's there for something. I think he's supposed to be comic relief, but he's not good at that either.
I think he's there for the cash.
Oh, well, that too.
So they put out a headline in the Daily Planet, and they don't even give Superman a time to do anything. They just... the headline is, Superman says drop dead to kid. He didn't say that. That's just flat out yellow journalism.
It is yellow or red or whatever.
How dare they? William Randolph Hearst would never stand for that.
Oh, yes, he would.
Yeah, well, he's the king of yellow journalism.
Who's
Who's to say?
Charles Foster Kane has a problem with this headline.
running this paper? Rupert Murdoch.
Oh, also, Batboy found in cave. And Superman tells it to drop dead. Drop dead, Batboy. Fuck you. Fuck you, everybody, says Superman.
They should have just like superimposed a finger over Superman's hand. A flip off finger, like, fuck you, kid.
Fuck you, Earth. I like nukes. They're awesome.
Or, done like a burning and dodging because they didn't have Photoshop. Do a burning and dodging of Superman's head over a naked man with just the kid's surprised face covering his loins.
Superman has giant dong. Superman says to dong, drop dead dong.
No.
Dong says to kid, drop dead.
Yeah, drop dead kid. All right, so Superman goes to the Fortress of Solitude, and he's there talking to...
They just bring in some people this time around. Like,
Yeah, who the fuck are these guys?
the heads.
the second one, it was like they couldn't use any of the Marlon Brando, so they brought in a lady. Now they're just like,
They brought in somebody to play his mom.
yeah, but they're ultimately they're acting wise bringing in a lady. Now it's just like anything goes with the Fortress of Solitude. Now anybody that wants to talk to Superman, there's like a line forming to the left. Go ahead and give your opinions.
Hello. Yes, are you Superman? I am. Drop dead. Says me from Krypton.
I think this would have been a great part in this scene where it's like, oh, you can't hold one above the rest. And then Superman just goes, and you are...
I'm Steve L. Steve L.
Because you're not my dad or my mom, and you got a buddy here, too. Who's this guy?
Yeah, and why does he take these two guys' advice, really? Because they blew up their own fucking planet. I mean, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jor-El's the only... Jor-El and his mom, Jan L? I don't know what his mom's name is. They're the only ones that are fighting to, like, preserve the planet. Everybody else wants to blow the fucking thing up. Jackie's absolutely right.
He shouldn't be listening to these
He shouldn't be listening to these people.
Yeah, these people are the ones that are on the night shift, and they're like, well, you can do the night shift because we're pretty sure that Superman is not going to call in between the hours of 3 to 5 a.m. Boy, was that a mistake on their part.
He's, like, there because he's confused about this Jeremy situation.
I think he's there for one reason and one reason alone. Because they had some footage that they could recycle.
Yeah, okay.
We've still got a couple shots of the Fortress of Solitude that we can work in here. Which, apparently at the, onset of this film, the idea was to make the thing 3 hours and 45 minutes long or whatever. So anything they could find, right?
Well, and I like the Fortress of Solitude. I liked it in the first one. I think it's cool looking, even if this one was a little chintzy.
I like the beanbag in the second one. He's like, he takes Lois Lane on the most romantic flight ever and then fucks her on a beanbag. Nice job, Superman.
Well, speaking about taking Lois Lane for a pleasure ride in the air, guess what happens again?
Well, he dick moves her.
He dick moves her big time.
Like, this is the biggest dick move ever. Clark Kent, are you okay? And then he just grabs onto her hand and then just jumps off the top of the building.
He's like
double suicide.
Elaine. Lois, I'm fine. Just move a little closer to the edge. No, just a little bit further. A little bit further. A little bit further. Dick move!
Yeah.
Just walks right off of there.
No, he pushes her off of the fucking thing.
No, he grabs her by the wrist and they walk off the thing. And walks her off
Somehow the
ledge, and then he turns into Superman on the way down.
It's still a dick move.
It's still a super dick move.
If that's your girlfriend and this is how you, I'm really frustrated, honey, I need to talk. Rather than just saying that, you just toss her ass off a building.
She's now frightened to death.
You've got a bad day going. You've got some rough decisions. You need somebody to talk to. This is his way of doing that. He just tosses his girlfriend off a building. Then he catches her, and then he tosses her around some more.
He doesn't toss her around some more. There's some stuff that goes on before that.
Well, they fly around.
They fly around because now, I guess that's just... We need to see that again. Lois, let's go for a journey as Superman. Oh, you didn't know I was Clark Kent, did you? Isn't this magical for the audience for the fourth fucking time?
And this time it's done poorly.
Well, why does she get to fly on her own this time? That's what I want to know.
What's done poorly?
Well, the lighting changes on the characters shot to shot.
Yeah, it looks pretty shitty.
It looks bad.
They're also moving at incredible speeds.
Yeah, and beyond the special effect execution being shitty, in the other magical flights, they're a lot more magical. He doesn't just sort of toss her about.
Man, you guys just cannot wait to get to this tosser about thing.
Well, other than we could talk about him. Oh, look, some fucking buffaloes or something. And
I think it's stupid. I think what's underrated in this scene as far as the stupidity is the fact that they fly across the United States in 2 minutes. And she at no point questions what they're doing. None at all. Yes, he tosses her, and she apparently has flight on her own, but she's just like, yes, this is fine. I am flying across the sky, or not the sky, but the entire fucking United States at the speed of light, essentially.
It looks pretty slow, though, on camera.
Yeah, it seems like they're going slow, but seriously, the sequence is 2 minutes long.
They fly,
and they travel all the way to San Francisco from New York and back.
In time for dinner.
In time for dinner.
Because they have a press banquet or some fucking shit to go to that he's already late for. So he flies her around the United States in 2 minutes. And then tosses her around.
He tosses her around. He's okay. Go to fucking town on
Well,
this tossing
I
around.
already said it.
So he mind wipes her. Again. I mean, seriously, if there's any opportunity, you have to smell that this shit's getting old. Like, this is probably going to be the last one, guys. We're probably not going to have a fifth one. Let her know. Let her just know that what's going to happen. What's the harm?
I know. What if she knows he's Superman, then I don't know what happens.
I mean, at this point, she's willing to put up with some super bullshit, so...
Living in Metropolis is super bullshit.
So is getting banged on a beanbag.
Yeah. No, I think just by having anything to do with either of these guys, it's super bullshit. What's the harm? I mean, let her fuck... It's been 4 movies.
At some point in the comics, she finds out that
No,
it's
she
him.
finds out, yeah.
Like, they have a relationship.
Yeah, they're married or something. I don't know.
They talk to each other rather than him throwing her off a building. Because he doesn't resolve any of his problems by doing any of this.
No, he doesn't. He's just even more confused than from when he started.
He just tosses her off the building, tosses her around, puts her back on the building, erases her memory, and then goes, Lois, let's go to dinner. Like, oh, that solved all my problems.
tie is on straight now, Lois. You ready?
Ugh.
She's just standing there, still got smoochy smook, kissy wissy face on. What?
Yeah, but you'd think her hair'd be way more fucked up than it was after flying around the United States in 2 minutes.
She shouldn't have any left.
Yeah, she shouldn't. That's
Or skin.
light speed.
Yeah. She should just be a clean skeleton.
All right, so Superman goes to meet with the kid at the UN. Like they've brought everybody to the UN. All the nations are there. Jimmy Olsen's there, of course. Lois Lane's there. Superman's there. The kid's there. Everybody's there. And he announces to the world that he's going to finally get rid of those nukes.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
So I have a question here. Did this look like the UN?
No, it looked like a bar.
It's a pretty big room. I wouldn't say a bar for sure. Maybe like I don't know, like one of those convention centers, like the place where they give talks at for Sigma 6 people. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to be Sigma 6? Here, buy my book. It'll make you real smart and friendly, and people will want to talk to you.
Did it take you out of the movie like you're like, oh, this is obviously not the United Nations?
No, it
No.
didn't really.
Okay.
Dude, the fucking giant, stupid-looking Superman statue, and I still have a shred of I'm into the movie saying...
I know. Well, the reason I ask is because the writer of the screenplay, Mark Rosenthal, said that anyone that thought that was the UN was an idiot.
Oh, well, that is correct. I mean,
It's
really,
not. It's obviously
they-
not the UN.
I think it's a
but-
lecture hall for a college or something
if,
like that.
If he thought that people actually thought that they filmed this at the United... Hold on, leaders of the free nation. We've got to film a canon film here. Get on out. We'll be done in a couple days. Fuck you, buddy. Are you fucking kidding
Well,
me?
he was really bent out of shape that they couldn't film it at the real UN because of those penny-pinching bastards, Galan and Globus.
You know how much it costs to film at the UN?
Did they let you film outside the UN?
2 days of all the world's gold. Go fuck yourself, you fucking idiot. You can't film inside the UN. Stop the presses. Stop it.
Stop the world
Yeah.
for Superman 4.
God damn it. What an asshole. All right. So the world's reaction to Superman saying that he's going to get rid of all the nukes is to start shooting missiles.
Well, I guess
Hey, they clapped before they started shooting
All right.
the missiles.
Step 1, clap. Step 2, shoot missiles.
well, I think that's what you call his bluff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, oh, he says he's going to get him. Push the button, Glenn. You sure he can get him? I'll just push it. Just go. Nuclear war.
I'm not sure.
Fuck it.
I don't know.
I think this is a bad idea. Do I pay you to ask me questions? Or do
You
I
don't
pay
pay-
you to do one thing?
You don't pay me at all, sir.
Or either do or don't push the button. You haven't been pushing it for 3 years. Do your damn job.
Well, whoever's pointing the missiles, it's confusing on what's happening with these missiles. Are they launching the missiles at...
Are these
Other
even missiles?
Well, they're clearly missiles. Are they nuclear missiles?
I thought that some of them were Bic pens.
Well, okay. Big pens that are supposed to be implied to be missiles.
Bic pens shot in a way with forced perspective to make them look very large and menacing.
So, are they shooting him at other nations, or are they shooting him into space?
It seems like they're going into space on their own.
So, they're helping Superman?
But it also looks like they're timing it out.
What?
It also kind of looks like they're supposed to be on a time schedule because when
What?
we get yeah, because when we get to the Russians, right, the guy's looking at his watch like, go, Glenn, go. I said fucking go, Glenn. It's our turn.
Glenanov,
Oh,
actually.
so you're saying, like, they've got a schedule, like, America goes first because, well, they've got the most, and then Russia, and then maybe China gets to shoot off there too. And so, like, you go in order? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were on a timetable, and Glenn's like, are you sure? My watch says we've got 1 minute. Just fucking do it, Glenn.
They're going off of the schedule that was in the fax machine. And then it turns out that was just a pyramid scheme. Look, Glenn, you need to get underneath me on this thing. When there's 8 people underneath you, then you win the boat race.
And then at the top of the pyramid scheme is a guy, and he's shooting missiles into space with guns.
Well, I
like
think
a
at the
stick
top of the
figure.
pyramid scheme is Lex Luthor. Oh,
That would have been an interesting movie. It's not this one.
So I got a question now. They're all going
I don't
in.
have an answer.
They're all okay. Well,
You
just
ramrodded the scheduling thing. Are they shooting him into space or not?
yeah.
yes.
So they're helping Superman. So Superman just going in front of the UN and saying, I'm going to get rid of the nukes is enough to get rid of the nukes?
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do if you say no to him?
Shoot them at other people.
Start nuclear war?
Fuck. Well, you got to use them, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's there to prevent.
So that's where you should have called his bluff, is what you're saying?
I'm saying this movie ruins its own story. The
Oh,
story
by
is
now it's-
Superman getting rid of the nukes, and they get rid of them for him.
Yeah, but I think the movie ruined its own story about 6 times by now.
When at Cosmonaut's
When he
head comes
just
off.
tosses a bitch off the top of the building. Right? Yeah. He's obviously shooting them. They're going into space on their own. Who knows if they're going to re-enter? But
But they're not just going out into
They
space
seem
where
like
they
they're
can
just headed
re-enter.
off.
They are going to outer space.
they are. I don't think that missiles go as far as these ones go. And
I
I'm
don't know. Not-
certain that Bic pens don't.
Not in 1987. I mean, they're fucking headed to Mars, dude.
He's
Well, with
having
enough-
a hard time catching them.
And really, a big pin with enough bottle rockets strapped onto it might go a little further.
That's actually a weapon.
We should do that.
A Bic pen. I've done that.
We should stop podcasting and just build
So
Big pin
rockets.
weapons.
Yeah, rockets.
So
That sounds
Tommy,
fun.
so Tommy Benning only has one eye. Bottle rocket that cocksucker right in the eye.
If you're listening, Tommy, eat shit.
Shit.
Drop dead, kid.
I hope there's a real Tommy Benning out there. 'Cause
It's only got one eye.
He's the nicest person that's ever
it's like-
existed.
Wait a second, that son of a bitch.
All right, so Superman catches them out in space, and then he puts them into his giant nuke net, which I don't get at all. It's huge. Like,
Where did this come from?
its square footage has got to be like 6 football fields. A net like that can't be made.
It's bigger than that. It's like the biggest thing ever.
It's the biggest thing ever.
And it's still, even though this net is the biggest thing ever, you look at how many missiles in there and you're like, oh, that's enough.
That's like 28 missiles, bud.
So my question is though, is that once you shoot off a missile, doesn't it detonate at some point? So that even though he's putting them in this net, eventually they're going to go off and blow each other up into
No,
space.
they don't work that way.
Well,
They
I mean,
have
if
to
you
be-
set them, you have to set them to detonate.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean,
In 1987, we had computers. They were all computer controlled. If they didn't meet their destination, they didn't explode. A little bit more sophisticated than just shooting it up there and
that's what they were telling you. But in terms of 1987 technology, I've seen it. Calculator watches,
Hey,
Those
man.
are badass.
Sega Master System.
So Lex Luthor back on Earth, he wants to. He's gonna make a plan out of this nuke business. Like,
Gonna profiteer.
yeah, he's gonna make some money. He pulls in guys. Who are these guys?
Porkins.
Well, yeah, one of them is Porkins for sure. Major Eaton.
Major Eaton. Did he have a name in this? We didn't look it up, did we? We're assholes.
No, we didn't. But I didn't see him eating any food either.
Well, it's not George Lucas, so he's obviously not going to make some fat joke that will come back to haunt him later in life. Because George Lucas is quite fat.
What about Colonel Cram?
Colonel Custard.
Oh, Colonel Custard. Well, no, there was one of those.
That's Colonel Mustard.
Kills people with a candlestick.
All right, so Colonel Custard is one of them. There's these other guys. They're energy. Who are they?
So one of them, he calls them the suppliers of the world's black market of nuclear weapons, which if there was such a thing, everyone would be dead.
And yeah, no.
No, we have pretty stable contractors that build the one and then the other is. That's not how it works.
No, it does not work like that at all.
And
Like there's some of the I'm not taking anything away from North Korea, but they're struggling. They're having a hard time building one, and I guarantee you they got people in that country that are smarter than me. You don't just walk outside and build your nuke and then sell it on the fucking black market.
Or that like there's some nuke store. These guys are the middlemen. There's actually just people that make nukes and just stack them up, and then these guys help them out by moving them around.
Oh, you got to know too much supply.
Yeah, you gotta-
Okay, well, we can
It's
move
not like
those
a
around.
trailer park.
What is that?
You know, where you go to buy meth?
Oh,
I thought you meant trailers.
trailers.
You got too many trailers. I'll take one and sell it on the black market. No, I thought both were ridiculous, Sam.
Ah.
Yeah. Comparing nukes to a trailer market or a trailer park.
Stinker Madness, the podcast that knows business. Either way, they don't know how business works, nor do they know how nuclear weapons are manufactured and distributed.
No, but I guess he's going to. I don't. What's Lex's job in this whole thing?
At this point, he now has the suppliers of nuclear weapons in front of him,
right?
And he tells them, "All right, boys, I'm going to resupply the world with nukes after Superman gets rid of them." And they're like, "Okay, wait, we can do that."
We have a nuclear black market. We've been doing that for 30 years in fake land, sure, but
Yeah, why do they need him?
so he's just a good salesman?
I guess because he can't be making the damn things.
He's not making them.
Not in that apartment.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It's like step 1, get nuke guys. Step 2, step 3, profit.
Yeah.
Uh
I think it's more like step 1, Porkins. Step 2, thumbs up.
step 3, profit. Okay, so Lex and what's John Cryer's character's name? Do we know?
Jimmy or Kenny? Kimmy?
Lenny.
Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny.
Oh no.
I know.
So Lex and Lenny
Oh
go
no.
to what?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. So Lex and Lenny go to lab.
Oh no.
They go to this lab, and they're going to make Nuclear Man. They've got the hair,
They don't-
Superman's pube.
Let's be real here. They don't go to a lab. They go on the other side of the one room that they're in the entire fucking time.
Where Lex also creates the super conglomerate of nuclear people.
That's in like the northwest corner. The southwest corner is Bimpland.
Big plan.
The middle of it is where they make Superman.
Guys.
And then, there's one corner that you don't really see a lot. It must be where the entrance is.
Or the bathroom.
Yeah, it's the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Get it, dude. So they've got this protoplasm that they have made in a petri dish, and it's starting to bubble up and shit. And
Yeah, according to Lex Luthor, he's made protoplasm from Superman's hair, and he's now going to put some dirt in it and
some gum.
nuclear zap it,
Paperclip.
and everything's going to... Or he needs them to put that on one of their missiles and
Oh
send
yeah,
it in.
yeah. That's why they go. 'Cause
Yes.
Lex and Porkins. What do we call him? Oh, Colonel Custard.
Colonel
Go
Custard,
to. They go to this missile test.
General Buffet.
Or is it even a missile to a General Buffet? Oh, that's a good one. go to this missile range where a missile is, I guess, just getting shot into space.
For Superman to catch.
It's for Superman to catch. Here, we'll help you out. Because you can't just fly down here and pick it up. Whatever.
Security at this base is pretty tight. Because
Yeah.
all you need is a sweet jacket and some glasses, and you're in.
You
'Cause
pull the Burt Reynolds from Cannonball Run 2. I'm the general.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
and let's be realistic. Nobody's going to believe that that Colonel Custard there is in the military, that
Oh.
he's some kind of big shot. He's a big fat porkins.
So?
No, you don't get to be like a major ass general being a big fat
I'm pretty
porkins.
sure you could be a big fat piece of shit in the military just as much as anything else, honey.
I don't think so.
I don't
They
think-
make you run.
I'm not going to call him a big fat piece of shit, but I'm going to say that Schwarzkopf was a heavy man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's too big for the military.
No,
Schwarzkopf
Schwarzkopf
was a real general, and he was quite big.
At least 250 pounds. Maybe 300 pounds. He
And
was a big dude.
Colin
So, in
Powell
other
was not a
words-
small man.
Colin Powell was not a small man. I don't think that you know shit about anybody up high in the military. Once you're done running through those like tires that they make you run through,
Yeah, that sounded real smart.
after that you just eat. You get
more than one ration of food.
You have guys that are coming in with trays of donuts. It's like craft services. You go to those war rooms where they got the country on the screen and like there's little arrows pointing at shit. It's just behind that screen is just craft services for the military.
Well, officers get different meals than enlisted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Even in times of war, you get Napoleon.
I think if you're out on site,
Napoleon had
everybody
ham.
gets the same crap if you're getting shot at. But
Dirt? No, I think like
who knows? None of us are in the military.
eat some dirt, private, while I eat this entire chicken.
Chicken.
I don't know.
Sir, we're getting shot at. I got chicken.
Leroy Jenkins. Hey, it was Leroy Jenkins' 11th anniversary just the other day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the damn missile site.
Right.
Gene Hackman's dressed up because he likes to play dress up in these movies. And they're going to delay their launch because of weather. Sir, we can't launch the missile. It's cloudy. Who designed this shit?
We might hit a duck, sir.
And then you got Hackman's like, oh, bad weather override protocol, blah, 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 blah. Starts spitting out some numbers. Then he's pointing around, and everybody's like, who's this guy? And then he just hits the button. And he hits the button before the missile is even fully erect. So it shoots right over the top of him. And then he just goes, missed us. Ah! Like, you just tried to shoot yourself with a nuclear missile. You're a jackass.
Pretty funny that it didn't hit us, huh?
Hooey, I'm out of here.
That was
alive.
one hell of a joke. Right, guys?
Catch you later. Probably not. Oh!
All right,
no.
so apparently they have put the protoplasm on the side of the missile.
In a lunchbox.
Yeah, or a cash box or something. It's just like a little white box.
And of course, Superman catches this particular missile and tosses its ass in the sun, which causes Nuclear Man to come out of the sun.
As a space baby at one point.
Oh, no,
a
this-
zygote. He starts as a zygote.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, whoever chose this number, fuck you. Okay?
is-
I did not want to see this shit.
This is like somebody watched 2001 and then took a shit, and that shit made the special effect sequence.
Yeah, it's a space baby. But
It sucks.
it sucks. And he's fully clothed when he comes out
Comes
as
out.
Nuclear Man.
Well, they put clothing snippets in his lunch pail that he was shot up in so that he could make his own clothes when he got big.
Which I think is worse than just having him show up in clothes.
I think that's really shitty.
I think it's worse.
Because, so the clothes are nuclear powered too? Like, don't the clothes burn up?
no,
the
because
sun?
He's made of clothes.
he's made of clothes.
He is made of clothes.
Skin of clothes. Golden and black clothing.
Nice costume. This is not a costume.
This
This is my skin cape.
This is the power of the sun skin. Oh, fucking dumb. Okay, so
At one point, he looks a little burnt.
Oh boy.
Get it? Because part of his costume is black.
I thought he looked baked.
He did look baked.
All right, so he's Sun Man.
Sun Man.
I am Sun Man, and he heads to fucking Earth. with a vengeance.
His name is Nuclear Man, and I am not going to call. I have been calling this guy Sun Man for 20 years, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, he's got a picture of the fucking sun on his
It's
chest.
got a big sun on his chest. He's Sun Man.
Why does he have lady fingernails? That's what I want to know. Like, they really emphasize those when he's growing
'Cause
out of the
they're-
sun. Bing!
Because I don't. There's maybe like Wolverine's claws, but they couldn't do the effects. Like, oh, we want something as cool looking as Wolverine's claws, but no, we'll just give him pointy nails.
They gave him Lee press-on nails.
Those are clearly Lee press-on nails. Lacey and Clark go to the gym, and this is another one of those fucking butt scenes where Clark has to play the wimp, even though he's super strong, and it's not funny in any way. But it ends up with her revealing that she thinks Clark Kent is dreamy.
During the commentary, the writer's like, these guys are just both great physical comedians. And
Wait, he said even Muriel Hemingway was...
and that's like, okay, one, Reeves is sucking right now, and two,
It's awful.
she's just doing aerobics. She's not even trying to be funny.
No, she's just, Clark, watch me do these bench presses. Ooh, 1 and 2 and ooh. And of course, there's this butthole that's like, hey, nice weightlifting technique, pussy.
This guy's the worst cast in the whole movie.
Oh, worse than Jeremy? Or the voice over the dubs?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Come on, man.
Jeremy sucks,
Uh-huh.
but he's cast in the role of a kid, and he is one.
Okay, all right.
So
fair
this
enough.
guy's cast in the role of a weightlifter. He is not one. He is just a guy in some tights, and he's got a weightlifting belt.
He looks like Jim Carrey, and he's built like Jim Carrey, not ripped. Like Jim Carrey puts on like gym outfit,
Track shorts and a
starts
belt.
throwing out the vibe. Like, check me out, ladies. That's what you're gonna get with this nutsack. But of course, like, hey, you can't pick that up, can you, tough guy? Well, no, because I'm Clark Kent. And then like 2 minutes later, he picks it up and tosses it, killing him.
Killing that man. That
It's
man
a-
is dead.
It's a bar with like 300 pounds, and it lands clearly on his neck. That guy is dead.
Yep.
Nice job, Clark, hero to Earth. No. If you're going to be pussy, don't be like, oh, hey, ho, ho, ho.
Well, he was distracted.
Ah, fuck him. What an asshole.
I thought it was good.
It's
I thought
just the-
that guy got exactly what he deserved.
It's just the-
Weights to the neck.
Dead.
It's like the 5th person he's killed in this movie. First, he's killed his girlfriend.
I
Then,
always-
then
so-
he kills an innocent weightlifting Jim Carrey.
Yeah, what you just said that he deserves to die for being snarky.
He's a dick. I hate those people. They're everywhere, too. If you go to the gym, those
Oh,
people
they are everywhere.
Yeah. They're like, what are you looking at me like that for? Snark.
Ding, ding, ding.
Fuck that guy. Fuck you.
All right, so Nuclear Man flies to Lex's penthouse where all of business and science happen.
And bad interior design.
And he's got Lex Luthor's voice.
Because the other guy sounded like this.
I think that's what it was. What if Mark Pillow
Has
'cause
a
he's-
case of the Norris voice.
or what if he's got a case of the shrunken nards because he's so fucking buff?
I don't know.
A little bit of a juicer.
I don't. Maybe he just. All right, Mark, give us your line. You are nothing. Mark, did you study with Chuck Norris? Did you go to the Chuck Norris acting school? What are you talking about? Let's go check it out.
All right. Fair enough. He's got Chuck Norris's voice. So
Chuck Norris says, "What are you talking about?"
Lex reveals his stupid power. He's powered by the sun. He's made of the sun. He's powered by the sun. If he goes into a closet, he ceases to function.
It's not even a closet. It's anywhere that doesn't have complete and direct sunlight. He just powers down.
It's like the opposite of a vampire, where you shoot out the walls and the sun comes in. And, oh no, the vampire got exploded because there's light coming in. You just add like just a little bit of like you put a blanket over his head. He's
It's like the secret ingredient in Sunman was a canary. He just put a blanket on his head and he goes right to sleep.
That's not a joke. That is
That's what
would
happens.
happen.
No, I don't like the first fight. I don't know how he inadvertently doesn't just get in the shade and fall to his
It's
death.
so fucking dumb.
Or Superman defeats him with.
Go inside.
Superman wins the fight with a thick tarp.
You
Well,
you
nobody
fucking
made
kidding
one
me?
of those for him, though.
Oh,
I mean, they were too busy making the nuke net,
Yeah,
so
he-
they didn't have
yeah.
time to make the tarp.
Yeah.
God damn it. Poor planning. All right. So Superman goes on a double date with Lois and Lacey.
No, Superman goes on a double date with his fucking self. That's what this is.
Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah, but ultimately, this is Superman on a double date with
Kal-El
himself.
goes on a date
Yeah.
with two ladies
Oof.
who think he's two different other guys. It's awful, this scene.
This is the worst.
It wasn't funny.
It's not
Well,
funny.
Here's the thing. Do you think it could have been funny?
Yeah, well,
I don't think it could have been funny.
maybe if one of them got injured, like one of the ladies, like, whoops, oh shit.
Like, if Lois Lane comes out with the duck and slips and falls and jams it up Muriel Hemingway's ass,
Okay.
and then they both fall off the side of the building, then it's funny.
And then Clark Kent looks at the camera and goes, well, that didn't go according to
Or
plan.
he's like, on second thought, I'll have a black Russian.
Oh, my God.
Man, no, it sucks, this whole scene. He's bouncing back and forth as Clark and like, oh, hey, the door's ringing. Bzz. Oh, hey, I got to pay cab fare. Bzz. Lois, did you check the chicken? Bzz. It sucks. And it goes on for way too
It goes
fucking
on
long.
forever
I
without
underst-
being funny.
And I don't understand why he had to, like, speed along the chicken cooking.
Because that meant that it would get burnt and dinner was ruined and he could just say, gotta go, ladies. I've got superhero business to do.
The thing is that he, in the lore of Superman, he can move fast enough to almost pull it off, to be in the same room at this. Like,
Oh,
he
could do
he
this
can move
without
fast
breaking the
enough to
sweat.
basically be
Yeah.
both of them if he wanted to, which sort of makes the scene stupider than it has to be.
It's
Like,
super stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways, it ends up with him in the kitchen, and Lex comes on TV because he's on some channel that only Kal-El can hear.
So he's got a dog whistle.
It's Superman dog whistle. But he says that he's going to blow up his building. Come up here. I'm going to blow up my own fucking building where I live.
well, in respect to he's like, I know you weren't going to blow it up because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's
When
true.
he gets up there.
Because this is where you live and do science and conduct business.
And this is supposed to be so he convinces them to go up there and they try to do their little banter. This is sort of where this movie series lives, is these two talking to each other, and they fucking mailed in this dialogue.
Oh, totally.
It sucked. It's like this is where you have to shine, be it relevant dialogue or at least just something really funny, and it's neither of which. It barely even fills space or accelerates the plot.
It's not a dialogue. It's just Lex monologuing while he introduces Nuclear Man. Oh, hey, guess what? Nuclear Man is super hot.
Yeah. His feet burn the concrete.
I liked this.
I thought it was stupid as everything
What are you
else.
supposed to do with Nuclear Man? Seriously, he's already dumb. In comparison, this is some like
In comparison,
he's hot.
dumb in comparison. But if he was by himself, he would be really dumb.
Yeah. I mean, he has switchblade fingernails.
If you compare him to nothing, he's dumb.
This effect is at least not as stupid as everything. He leaves footprints in the concrete because he's super hot.
So dumb.
What else is he supposed to do?
We'll call the police and the fireman.
I liked it. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was so stupid. I'm
Yeah.
like, way to blow money on that crapo.
Money? Wait, no. No money was spent on those effects.
That's money right there.
No, I don't think so. I think that they just did that in post with a little bit of like.
You have to draw that on everything.
You have to draw that. It was like 3 frames. Big deal.
And why does he walk so slow?
He is a slow walker.
It's like, you're not making a very impressive entrance there.
I guess the slower you walk, the more intimidating you are.
Or you look like you have some geriatric abilities going on. Like,
He never moves fast any.
No, not really.
He's got a case of the slow walking. He almost starred in Birdemic.
So they get in a fight, and It's stupid, but
It takes forever.
it takes forever. It's just them flying around, punching each other in weird spots.
Well, there's one spot that they like to punch each other.
Well, Superman likes to.
When Superman's battle strategy is to punch him in the butt.
I mean, it's there. Would you not punch a guy in the butt?
Well, I guess, in his defense, the man is flying slightly lower and a little ahead of him, so perfect butt punch, butt.
But like, it's funny because there's a build up to it. Like he rears back, and you're like, oh man, he's gonna hit that guy so fucking hard in the back, and then he punches him square in the ass, and you're like, wait, what? The ass?
Butt punch, huh? Man, he's going to be sorry when he lands. He's going to have a dead leg, that guy.
You using the whole fist, Doc? Moon River. Well, it ends up with Nuclear Man freaking the fuck out and blowing up the Great Wall of China.
They just fly around everywhere. Like, they
Yeah, but
sort of...
Superman's not standing on the Great Wall of China. He just is like, rawr.
Yeah, Sunman has some, like, apparent telekinesis or something.
Uh-huh.
And he blows shit up.
He fucks up the Great Wall of China pretty bad.
Good.
But it's like he doesn't just take it apart. He explodes it with his telekinesis. He's got explosive telekinesis.
Yeah, maybe, like, I don't know. He blows shit up with his mind and fingers.
And he doesn't go back to attacking Superman after he does it. He just flies off, leaving Superman to rebuild the Great Wall of China with his eyeballs.
He does building vision.
Yeah, he has construction vision.
Construction vision?
And then it was fixed.
It's the stupidest fucking thing in the... Is this the stupidest thing in this movie?
It's...
Construction vision.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Construction vision really sucks. But
It's really bad.
I think that later their second fight involves things that are worse.
Okay, all right, fine. Construction vision, though. God damn it.
Stinks.
What? Who thought of that? Oh, you just rebuild it with his eyeballs. You just,
What? And it's necessary. Like, well, Superman needs to rebuild it.
And it's different than his telekinesis later
Yeah.
because it's laser vision. Things shoot out of his eyes, touch the bricks, and then move the bricks.
Definitely blue lasers come out, and the red lasers are heat vision. The blue lasers are building vision.
Building vision.
Well, he's got to have a backup plan just in case his superhero thing doesn't work out.
And his reporter thing.
Yeah.
I'm Clark the Builder, kids.
Now turn around.
Yeah, turn around. All right. So they go out into space, and Nuclear Man freezes him. I guess because he's got that power. He like puts him in like.
Well, they both should be able to blow hard enough to make him into ice, I guess.
Oh, I'm not even going to go to that joke. It's too easy, sir.
So they go on the dark side of the moon where no one can see, and boo.
They're both.
That's when Superman finds out Sunman's dirty secret. They didn't really go there. I'm just saying that they're going to have gay sex.
Oh my God.
But then they can't because his skin is just the clothes. Superman's wiener gets clockblocked by Clothes Man. He's like just punching his butt with his wiener, but it's not going in. It's terrible.
As bad as that joke. It was funnier when you just called them blowhards. All right, so he's frozen. So Nuclear Man flies into a volcano. And I'm pretty sure that this town is Pompeii.
It's Pompeii.
I think this is... If this is not supposed to be Pompeii, somebody was like, just make an Italian town next to a volcano. Well, what's that look like? I don't know. Look it up. And so the guy looked it up, and the only thing that they could make was Pompeii. And so they fucking made Pompeii.
Like, oh, we put in a guy here and put him next to a volcano. Like the Italians, they always live next to the volcanoes.
This place is like old. It's like ye oldie time.
It's Pompeii.
It's fucking Pompeii. There's like a...
Well, you got the town goat there.
There's a town goat.
There's no sign of any technology.
None.
There's a priest, a goat, an old lady, and, like, I'm assuming probably the cheesemaker.
As an Italian American, I'm offended by this sequence.
Because you know the old lady is the pasta maker for town.
That's not
She makes
why.
the bread.
I'm making a pasta.
That's right. And these
Sit your
pivotal
ass
people
down.
are trapped in a lava exhibition.
Sit your ass down, Tony. Have some bread.
Well, yeah, so the Sunman corkscrews into the damn volcano
Yeah.
and then comes out and just leaves.
Which causes
Lava
lava
to flow freely down the streets.
to destroy the city of Pompeii.
Pompeii and its 6 residents. Because that's all we see from this. And Superman
He's the goat.
saves the day, and it's like, oh, those 6 people made it. Was there anyone else, Superman?
In this giant town named
He's
Pompeii.
like, oh, yeah, there was. They're all dead from the lava.
Superman flies in because I guess he like shrugged off the freezing thing, and he cuts the top off of a mountain, thus destroying the environment.
Yes.
And corks the top of the volcano with the mountain that
Drops half a mountain on a volcano, which probably just makes it explode into a worse disaster. Like, shit. Mulligan.
it would blow out the ass of this mountain.
It was just cream everything. Fucking half of Italy's gone.
Yeah, and now it's not Pompeii's problem. It's
Yeah.
the entire Western Hemisphere's problem.
Oh no.
Oh no. Nice job, Supes. So he hasn't. So now his body count is up to like
4 million.
4 million people. First, just his girlfriend.
And Sunman's looking at like, I was only gonna kill 12 people. you really fucked that up, buddy.
Then they fight in space some more. And
Which is starting to get old for me at this point. I'm like,
I
fuck,
know.
dude. Just, okay, this fight needs to end.
So I was really, by the second ass punch and fly away, I was like, oh, if this is how this thing's gonna go, jeez. This is the worst fight ever. It's not the worst fight ever. It's the worst superhero fight I've ever seen.
And so they're out in space. And I guess because Nuclear Man's got a line on the sun or something, he makes his nails grow out. Like, "Rah!"
He's got switchblade fingernails.
Yeah, he can do that whenever he wants.
Oh, whenever he wants. Why would you ever put them, like, retract them? Because
So you can wipe your butt.
He doesn't poop. He's a Nuclear Man.
He's Sunman. His skin is his costume.
Yeah, he doesn't have a butthole.
He doesn't poop. He doesn't. I would say you retract your fingernails to do your sexy time with yourself, but he doesn't have a wiener.
Exactly.
So-
Why would they ever? It's not like he's got to write a letter to his mom.
His fingernails won't permit it.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a night job as a secretary and
Just have him at max length the entire time, dude. You're fighting Superman. Are you fucking
pokes
retarded?
himself in the eye.
Yeah, oh, that could be.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's just wandering around with corks on all of his fingernails.
Well, Superman kicks him towards Earth. I thought that was really stupid. Like, hiya, sends him hurtling
Yeah, let's-
back towards Earth.
Let's bring this fight back to where it can do some damage.
Nice job, Supes. And then Nuclear Man flies directly to the Statue of Liberty. And he picks up the Statue of Liberty and then flies it around town.
He just starts flying it around.
He doesn't really appear to have an end game.
No, he never does. He's just like, this looks good. Yeah, he picks it up and he flies it across town. And then after he flies it around for a while, he's like, you know what? This is a good spot. And he just dumps it.
That's where this goes.
I think he hates Italians
Oh,
because
okay.
he tries to kill a pizzeria.
they
in
drop
this
it on the
shot.
pizzeria.
I'm pretty sure he's going to kill more than a pizzeria with the Statue of Liberty.
Giovanni's Pizzeria, Giuseppe's. I don't know, some Italian name. But it was a pizzeria with a very Italian name. So I think that the Sunman just does not like Italians.
Okay, all right.
All right.
He's got a beef. Well, Superman catches it.
And then he flies it up, and then they just reverse the footage. Oh, I just saw that playing forward, and now I'm watching it play backward.
What if you played Superman flying it backwards
And the
in
most,
reverse?
the only reason that this works forward and backwards, and I will put air quotes around the word works, is because in both shots there is clearly no superhero. It's just the Statue of Liberty
Right.
flying through the air by itself. So you can't say, well, the first time it had the Sunman and it still has him going backwards. No, you can't say
No,
that
you
because it's flying on its own.
Yeah. Well, while he's doing this, Sunman comes in and scratches his neck, and thus, I guess, what I think is he gives him sun disease. because he makes him like sick.
Skin cancer.
Well, in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
dialogue,
that's a good call. Skin cancer. I hadn't thought about that.
boy. In the dialogue, Gene Hackman's character, Lex Luthor, says Sunman's going to break his skin for the first time and he'll become sick. He's never been introduced to germs directly into his bloodstream, I guess.
Oh, wait, what?
That's what they say in the movie. And
Okay.
that's what happens.
Then we need to figure this shit out. Does Superman breathe? Because
Well, he
he's got
doesn't
two big
need-
fucking holes in his face.
Yeah, he doesn't need to breathe because he goes in space.
He's got a big ass mouth. That's a hole. He's
Yeah.
got 2 ear holes. He's got eye holes. He's got a pee hole. He's got a butthole.
Maybe Superman has like alien saliva.
Then he should have alien blood.
He does. He's an alien.
Right. It's all alien, Sam. You can't break his skin and he's suddenly going to be infected. He's covered in orifices.
Yeah, well, apparently this is the thing.
Places to put your wiener. Or, wait, what?
If only Sunman had a wiener. Then this thing could have really headed the right direction.
Then he'd be punching Superman in the ass. This is the gayest podcast of all time.
So,
Oh, wait, no, I've heard gayer.
yeah, either way, like, that's what they say, and that's what happens. So, he gets scratched, and he gets the sniffles, and then, well, he just gets old.
He turns... It's a cold, is what you're saying, is what he gets?
Kind of, until all of a sudden you see him and he's 96. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Maybe the cold... I don't even have anything. Like, maybe the cold is... It's
Really bad for super people.
a real bad cold.
It's the Norfolk virus. He's got the SARS.
Oh my god.
Isn't that just the flu? No, it's SARS. We're all gonna die.
Oh, man. So I guess Superman's dead, according to the Daily Planet. His cape fell down, and like Lois is like, "Oh, where are we? Clark hasn't been to work, and Superman's dead. Where am I gonna find Clark? Did you check his apartment? Because he's there
Yeah, they finally go there. Well, turns out he's in his apartment
with a cold.
with a cold.
Did he not call in sick?
No, he's too depressed.
He's got a real case of the bummers.
Yeah, well, he's never been sick before.
He doesn't know to call in. He's never been sick.
I guess that may be true. But other people have been sick at his job.
So the problem with them going, what happened to Clark? I haven't seen him for 2 days. In the other 3 movies, he leaves for long periods of time. All the fucking time.
All the fucking time he's Superman.
Where's Clark? I don't know. He's a fucking reporter.
I don't
He's
know.
going to
He's-
be gone for 2 weeks.
Who cares? The Earth is spinning in reverse all of a sudden, and now Lois Lane is not buried underneath piles of dirt.
Yeah, that's why he chose that job, so he can be gone for 2
Yeah.
weeks without anybody
Yeah.
asking any damn questions.
All right, so she leaves him his cape, and I guess that's like motivation for him to get over his flu.
Except for that he takes a real turn for the worse and becomes 96 years old.
Yeah, briefly. It's
Briefly
really weird.
96. And you're like, where is he? Oh, wait, what? Benjamin Button? What's going on here?
Yeah. So, meanwhile, Lex has now got all of the cash. He's rich as shit. He's richer than Hal Needham. And he just fires his buddies. His guys.
Which
the
he
guys
can't
that are
even
nuke
do.
guys.
He's like, I'm going to taking this business over. How?
You're all fired.
So he doesn't have any nuclear missiles.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have any connections to nuclear missiles. But he's got a pile of cash, so he can fire these guys who aren't his employees.
And then ceases to make more money.
Yeah.
Because now he doesn't have a business. And it's not that much money. Like, this is not even retirement money, Lex. Not even fucking close. This is like $600,000, bud.
I don't know. It's a desk full of money.
It's like $600,000.
That's a lot of... If
Maybe
600,
it's like 3,000.
there's no way.
100,000.
It's like 3 feet tall and 6 feet wide. There's like a lot of cash.
That's like $8,000.
It could all be ones though.
Yeah. Well, no, and they had the 1,000 in 1987, didn't they?
Yeah, but if these are hundreds, that's a lot of cash.
It's not millions, Sam.
One rung of hundreds is 10 grand.
It's not millions, Sam.
It's close. It's probably 3-4 million.
It's not. I've got all the money in the world. You're all fucking fired money, Sam.
It might be.
He needs those guys.
Well, he doesn't He needs those guys either, no matter how much that cash is, if he's going to keep doing what he's doing.
I mean, the power bill on his place has got to be pretty atrocious.
Yeah.
With all that science.
Oh,
And
all the science.
That fucking tanning bed.
Yeah. All right. So, Nuclear Man sees a picture of Lacey, Muriel Hemingway, and I guess he likes it.
Well, she is the sexy, right?
Why does he care, though? He's Nuclear Man.
Sunman doesn't have a wiener.
He's made of clothes. I don't understand this shit at all. He has a boner for Lacey. Just like, me likey.
Yeah, well, even though he can't screw, that Sunman's a motorboating son of a bitch.
Me want to have picket fence and 2 children with dog. Rawr. What the fuck?
I think that sounds like a nice dream.
The supervillain can't have a newspaper lady pretty. He's not
They
fucking
should've
Frankenstein.
Let this play out, and he just sort of like takes her places. Yeah. the waiter brings up
I'm into something good.
Chateau LeBlanc 62. Nothing later than 62. Ah. Yes, excellent selection, sir. Thank you.
They're making out on the beach, and the waves pour over them, and the waves turn to steam.
I know.
Because
She's like looking at him like she wants him to make out with her, and then he just turns to her and is like, "What?" Because he doesn't have any biological reasons to want to do anything to her.
Oh,
He just enjoys her company.
Oh, so dumb. So
You're not like the other girls. Really? I don't know.
So he flies to the Daily Planet, and Superman's back, I guess. Like, I guess he got over it.
No, he pulls out the last shard of Krypton
Oh, that's right.
and uses it to.
Warms himself up.
Well, he has
It's
to
like,
use its
it's
power.
like Theraflu.
I think it's a suppository.
It does kind of look like a suppository.
It's
It's,
just-
shaped right.
Well,
like
he's on the ledge. You see it glow, and then it goes underneath the ledge, and you never see it again. I'm just saying. Well, he put it in his butt.
Maybe it's a defense in case Nuclear Man tries to punch him in the ass. He's got a rod already in there, and it's pokey. And...
It goes in one under the other, and I didn't see it go in his mouth.
All right, so he's there, and Nuclear Man flies down. He asks, "Where is the woman?" Sorry, what? What woman? I thought we were gonna fight.
What?
Superman's like, "You'll never get to her. She's protected." Who are you talking about?
What?
do you know though that there's some girl standing there on the street? She's like, "Oh my god, he's talking about me," and she runs out there, and he's like, "Not you."
It's me, Dorothy Richards. Remember? No. Yeah, that's a real. Do you know her? It was a low point.
2 a.m. All right, so they get in a fight, and they just start blowing shit up.
It's not even
Actually,
blowing
yeah.
shit. So
It's not a fight.
This is so they stand there. They don't move. Sunman, well, he decides to use his telekinesis to spin some buses around.
Blow off the sewer manhole covers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some of that. A couple cop cars blow up.
Well, that's later. Like it starts with he flips the SWAT team bus over and starts spinning it around. Puts some jokers in the air, starts twirling them. Superman basically just undoes all of it with his telekinesis that he now has.
Stop this. Put those people down. No, wait, I'll do it for you with my mind control.
And then the police cars show up, at which point Sunman obviously just fucking kills all of them. Because they explode and fly
absolutely.
backwards.
Okay.
And then that's the end of that.
There's
Superman
Sunman's body
doesn't
count.
He's like, that sucks. You killed all those people. Well, let's go back to this game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, Superman goes to the top of the building in the elevator, and then Sunman just punches through the floors of this building. But what?
And they get
Hold on, I'm Superman. Ding.
So there's
Which floor, sir?
the fight scene has 3 really things wrong with it. 1, the woman is in his apartment. Why doesn't he just fly there? 2, Superman is faster in the elevator than him flying up to the top
directly
floor
up, yeah.
by a lot. Like, that elevator is really fast.
Never count that Otis out, Sam.
Top floor, sir?
Otis elevators.
Otis elevators?
Yeah, never been in an Otis elevator? Actually, you have.
I bet I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really dumb joke and obscure.
And what's odd is that Superman gets into the first elevator and some kid walks out and he's like, hey, hi, son. The doors close. He looks, all the numbers lit up. Second floor has to change elevators. Still beats him to the top.
God damn it. Jeremy, you
That
little
guy,
bastard.
I'm going to remember that, you little dickhead.
I have no problem with murdering people in this film, so watch out. So he traps him in the elevator. Superman tosses his ass. Oh, the lady's in here. Come on into this elevator. Tosses him in there, and then which causes Sunman to lose his powers.
This was a missed opportunity for Superman to pull a Bugs Bunny and dress up like a girl and pretend to be Muriel Hemingway. And then they go out on a date and the same thing happens. And then Superman gets pissed that he doesn't so you're not attracted to me? What?
Well, Superman tosses his ass on the fucking moon. Mm-hmm. Not the dark side of the moon.
Game over.
The
if he does
light
that.
side of the moon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Actually,
retard.
the eclipsed side of the moon, because the sun comes up,
The sun comes up,
which is not going to happen.
bakes through the elevator, and no, it doesn't come up.
It's either up, there's a dark side and a light side.
Yep, that's it. So dumb. But so he gets his powers back, and they fight on the fucking moon, but not before they knock the American flag down. Hey, stop it, mister! I'm Superman, citizen of Earth. But boy, I sure like that America.
So much that he just can't really put his whole heart in. Every time he lands a blow, he goes back for the flag. Just beat him up. You can come back to the flag later. You want to tell him, you want to be the person that yells at the TV. Just forget about the flag for a minute. No, just, okay.
Stop trying to fix the fucking flag.
The flag will be there when you're done with this. Just stop it.
It's so dumb. This fight ends with Superman getting pounded into the Earth's moon like a fucking nail.
Well, this is when Sunman goes and gets Muriel Hemingway.
Yeah, he flies back to Earth and he gets Lacey, and then he flies her into space.
Killing her instantly. Actually, killing her not instantly and quite painfully.
No, she's already dead because don't forget, he's super hot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He can't even touch her. She'll melt. But-
So after the radiation kills her, her skin starts falling off in space.
She's dead!
She's dead.
She's fucking dead. All right. So then Superman moves the moon and blocks the sun, causes a solar eclipse, causing Nuclear Man to lose his power.
And drop her because she's still subject to gravity somehow.
And also send our fucking asses out into the outer reaches of space because we're tethered by the fucking moon's gravity.
Well, we wouldn't go into that, but it would fuck shit up.
We would go out in outer space. We're tethered by it. We need that fucking moon, Sam.
It's the tides and that, but
No, because we're already expanding out from the sun. We're already expanding. You get rid of that moon, that thing is keeping us locked in orbit. You get rid of that.
Wow, that's really super sciencey.
I'm gonna have
That
to
is-
call Bill Nye.
You should. You
Okay.
should. No, we need that fucking moon.
We
dude.
do, but it's mostly for the tides.
Don't move the fucking moon, asshole.
Or at least put it back. He doesn't put it back.
He doesn't put it back. So Nuclear Man falls perfectly into a nuclear power plant from space.
And then when he tries to put it back, if he does, right?
Okay.
How do you put it back? There wasn't like a spot.
It goes here.
He looks at the dead Muriel Hemingway. Does this look good? And she's like, I'm dead. And then he's like, I think that's good. And then he flies her back down. And everybody else is already dead too. Yeah.
Yeah. Superman. So Nuclear Man falls perfectly into a nuclear power plant, which causes all of the world's energies to turn into fucking Keanu Reeves chain reaction bullshit. Hey, whoa, free power!
Yep, that happened.
And Percy Snow, Percy White, Harvey White, Harvey Dent,
Percy White?
Percy White. Is that his
Perry
name?
White.
Perry White. He buys the Daily Planet back, and Superman gives a speech to mankind. Yay! You all be good now. Press conference. He gives a fucking press conference, and nobody on Earth that is not dead, because they're all dead.
Yeah.
But why would they, like, why is Superman on TV right now? I kicked Nuclear Man's ass. Wait, who's Nuclear Man? What the fuck?
What? So we didn't really see most of that.
That was mostly in space, dude.
Yeah. Other than the Great Wall, nobody noticed anything happening.
Oh, and the Statue of Liberty.
And the 6 people by that volcano
Yeah.
that we told them not to
Oh,
rebuild.
yeah.
All 6 of Pompeii. We told them not to rebuild.
I did destroy Italy, but I kicked Nuclear Man's ass, sort
of. And he might come out of there. I don't know what's going on with that.
Anyways. Yeah, no shit, dude. He's going to come out.
He's like, I learned my lesson.
So Lex and Lenny, they drive off. And Superman picks them up and tosses them back into... Oh, he tosses Lenny into boys' school.
He goes to Boys Town.
Which is a problem because he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah, he's a grown man. He's not a boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
He doesn't get to...
Not boys' school.
Can you look after this young man? No, he's 26.
He does not belong here. And then he takes Lex back to the hard labor camp. They whistle Mozart. Yeah, very funny. End of the movie.
Or is it?
Or is it? We want to talk about these deleted scenes. Now, we aren't going to talk about each of the deleted scenes, but...
Just as they pertain to the movie as a whole.
I want to bring up... I've got 3 that I specifically want to bring up. One is definitely Nuclear Man 1.
Nuclear Man 1.
Who is essentially more Frankenstein than Nuclear Man 2.
Well, he grows out of a petri dish that is attached to his wiener area.
That is true. Gag 1, which is not funny.
Yeah, it's like
confusing.
a pie. It's like a cake pan that they just kind of put over his junk.
It's very confusing. I was like, is that his outfit?
I'm glad they cut this scene out.
Oh, really? I'm not.
I am so not.
I'm glad they cut it out. I thought this was so fucking retarded.
It was the stupidest
So
thing.
retarded.
It is as bad an idea as I have ever seen.
It is atrociously awful. And like he's walking around town like me bad. And he meets Superman and Superman's like, "Whoa, buddy, what's the beef? I just want to know where you're from." And no, me bad. And it's all one big gag that stinks.
Sucks.
And apparently it's critical to the plot.
Is it?
Then you've got this other scene where Nuclear Man is fucking up shit around town. And he goes to Kansas and he starts a fucking tornado. And there's this family
that all gets downstairs with the exception of one.
They all find their cellar, except for the little girl who's still upstairs in her bedroom, and she's like screaming, like,
Well,
"People, I'm up here!"
here."
And they're like, "Hey, your sister's up there."
we couldn't find her. She was in the window.
Yeah, she's in the window yelling
You
at us,
know-
and we looked right at her.
Honestly, fuck that, because she's a girl and they were farmers and they were like, we need the son, right, to pass along the
We got
farm
the boy.
to. We got the boy. They didn't give 2 shits about her. They were like, well, you know what? It's one less mouth to feed, and honestly, you're not going to inherit the farm, so fuck off.
She's up there waving, "Dad, it's my birthday."
And he's like, blow out your own fucking candles.
Use the power of the storm, for fuck's sake, you retard.
Just hold it out the window. It'll blow itself out.
I've got the boy. Well, she gets sucked up in a fucking tornado.
Which is just a person that like has... And it's funny because it's like they made a doll and then sewed another doll because she's holding a doll.
Oh, this was like a My Buddy.
Yeah, so
that
they have, like-
sewed a doll onto.
They sew a doll onto another doll, and then somebody underhand throws it out the just hucks it out the window hard as they can.
Head over heels,
It's just
flying
like,
through space.
"Whee!"
This little girl dies. There's so much fucking debris flying around in this tornado. It's like you can't look at it and be like, "Oh, Superman, please help that little girl." No, she's fucking dead, man.
She got a picket fence to the face.
There's cows flying around in there. There's some girl with fucking ruby shoes and a whole house with the witch getting crushed underneath it. It's a bad one.
It's a bad one.
Buckle down, everybody, because this one's gonna take the house. Trailer park's going
It
away.
does, because she actually gets hit by the roof. In the shot, she flies out, and as she's like, they didn't cut it fast enough, she's coming back down when the fake roof comes off. Just nails her.
Yeah,
She doesn't make it.
So bad, tornado girl.
Another important deleted scene is when Sunman decides to start mutually assured destruction. And he flies to Russia,
Okay,
and then they're having like a missile parade, I guess.
or maybe they're like lining up to shoot it out into space.
But there's a lot of parading. I mean, it's like a whole thing. Either way. So his way to do it is he turns the missile towards the people in charge that are up on a building. And I guess by touching it, it turns on, and he's going to just shoot a missile at point blank range. But Superman comes and stops it.
It's so stupid, and has nothing like. Oh, it's just hijinks.
It's hijinks. That's all of the Sunman 1 was hijinks and bad hijinks.
Oh no, that's one joke. The like if you cut that war into the rest of the movie, their Superman and Nuclear Man's fight are just hijinks.
Yeah.
Grab ass.
Well, it's grab ass. I mean, it's barely going through the motions as far as even what's left in the movie, like, I'm going to punch you in the butt, then you fly down there, blow that up, I'll fix it.
Pound me into the sand.
We'll fly around, I'll punch you in the butt.
Yeah, it's like the pregame in wrestling, like WWE. I'm gonna give you the suplex, and then you come back, you get real mad, okay?
And hit me with a chair.
Yeah, hit me with the chair.
Hit me with the
Oh,
chair.
dude, that's a good idea. And I'll go down, but then like I'm gonna go to one knee, but then you're gonna go for like the double backsplash, but I'm gonna catch you and then pin you, and then it'll be cool, and then they hug.
You know a lot about.
I have seen The Wrestler. That is exactly what happens in The Wrestler,
I just watch a lot of wrestling.
and that too. All right, there's your movie questions.
Is Superman a cheater?
A cheater of. Oh,
Because if you really think
of
about
ladies.
it, because he's supposed to be like all about the Lois Lane, but then in this movie, Clark Kent is
Going on a
dating
date, yeah.
with Lacey.
I would say that, yeah. Yeah, no, that's clear definition of a cheater.
Yeah.
That's a two-time son of a bitch.
Yep, Superman's a cheater.
Next thing you know, he's going to be slapping you around and...
We already threw her off a building and then
That's
threw her
true.
all over the planet,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's already shoving her
Oh,
around.
and they're both dead from his fight because he's an inept superhero.
Yep.
Nice job, Clark. No, oof,
Yeah.
Bad call. Sam?
So, can Lois Lane fly?
It appears that she flies.
In the deleted scene, she's clearly flying on her own.
She flies forever because in the movie it kind of seems like, is that just a bad shot? Like, did they just do a bad job of that? Like, did he drop her and he's like, oh, I got you. It seems like she's flying on her own momentum, but then you watch the deleted scene, she's fucking flying around the earth.
She flies now.
So does Superman have like
He jizzed in her hair, and those sperms are packing her ass around the globe. And eventually they'll die, and then she'll fall to her death.
He's got transferrative powers now.
or just like oil of his skin? Like you shake his hand and you get some
Well,
superpowers?
it's like some
According to
telekinesis.
Jackie?
I don't know. But she can fly now.
She can fucking fly now. That is awful. Does Lacey die?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because people can't breathe in space.
Okay, I've got one better for you. After she dies in space, quote unquote, you never see her again.
You don't.
You never see that character again after Superman apparently rescues her. She's out of the fucking picture.
She is
for
out
the
of the
rest.
picture.
Like, there's like 10 minutes of the film where she's not involved.
There is a deleted scene with her, but it's stupid, and it's only 2 seconds long.
Yeah, where he's telling her, if you ever want to buy a farm, and he gives her the name of the realtor that he's trying to sell his farm.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So, but I would like to think she's dead.
I think she's fucking dead, man.
Okay, so here's my question. Obviously, Clark Kent lives over a bar. We see this in the movie. His apartment is right over a bar.
Yeah.
Do you think his neighbors ever notice Superman flying in and out of this guy's apartment?
No, because if you don't notice him in a phone booth, you don't notice him flying in and out of his apartment. Well, no, I guess you would still see.
They're all drunk.
They are bar people. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you just think that somebody'd be like, oh my God, did you see that? Shut up, Dorothy.
Hey, look up there. Is that a man or a plane?
Trying to watch the baseball game.
Bird or a plane?
Yeah. I wouldn't look up. I'd be looking down at the ground because I'd be drunk trying not to fall.
I'd be looking like at a pile of my own barf like I do every night.
All right.
Does Clark ever sell the farm?
No.
Well, I doubt it.
Okay, what makes you say no and I doubt it?
Because he wants to sell it as a farm and nobody wants it.
I don't think he really wants to sell it.
Why does he even bother trying to sell
Trying
it?
to sell it.
It's so weird.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay, so no, we're all in accord.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't
Yep.
sell the farm. All right.
Do the deleted scenes help this movie make sense?
No.
No.
They very much make it worse. Make it less sense. Well, I guess when you have 0 cents, you can't make it less than 0
Well, I think
cents.
so. I think you could make.
Okay.
They would be in an integer scale. This would make -7 cents with the deleted scenes.
I think with the deleted scenes, it clearly makes it a worse movie.
Yes.
Which is really an achievement to do. Like, wow, how did you make this worse?
So, with the deleted scenes, would this have been the worst movie ever made?
It's really hard to argue that because it's so bad already. And Nuclear Man 1 is just, I think that there's no way that anybody walks out of that theater and goes, that's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. If you include Nuclear Man 1. Because Nuclear Man 1 is so over the top bad that I just don't see anybody coming back from that. Now, we're talking defeating Birdemic, Kiss My Ass on the Room, Monster a Go-Go, EGA. We're talking about overthrowing those types of movies to be called the worst movie ever made.
I don't know if it's in the conversation.
I think it's in the conversation.
I think if it would have been released like this, it would have made like $12. Mm-hmm. And if we would have ever gotten a copy of it, it would be my favorite bad movie of all time.
That I would probably agree with. That if those deleted scenes were in there, wow, this thing would just have been like, holy shit, wow, what a train wreck.
If those deleted scenes would have been in there and this would have been the first time seeing it as an adult, I probably would have peed a little bit.
It would have been a nuclear bomb of badness. Jackie?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking about the Nuclear Man 1 with the black hair, right? Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And I think that at that point, I probably would have just been like, no, this is fucking stupid. And I would have turned it off. Like, I don't think I could have gotten past the Petri dish penis man. No.
Even in the context of a bad movie podcast, because clearly we're not talking, I mean,
I think I would have been like,
It's too much?
this is an abort. Like, no. I'm sorry, but this is so stupid.
I would have loved it. I think that if you put those deleted scenes in and released it in the theater, I bet you every single one of those showings, there would have been like maybe 2 people that made it through the entire thing. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did sit all the way through Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. So maybe I would have made it all the way through this one too.
I think you would have, and you would have been like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing crap.
Yeah, it's odd, though. That's the point that the writer makes, is that this movie was a disaster because they cut so much out of it. It's like, this thing only made money because they cut that shit.
I think it's sad that they cut that shit, personally.
It is sad, but it would have not made... It doubled its money.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made a cent.
You say doubled its money. Aren't you talking globally?
It's not
Because the
possible.
number I heard nationally was 13.
So I what the numbers that I had were it cost 17 and it made 34.
Yeah, and the number I have is it cost 17 and made 13 domestically. So I think you're talking about globally, which we're still kind of a little wonky on how much that actually
makes.
13 domestically is not a success when it costs 17. So
Well, no, but it didn't lose money because that's on the sweet spot. This is right at the sweet
got
spot.
marketing too.
Yes, but this is right at the sweet spot where the rental market is instant cash.
In 1987, no, that's the 90s, brother. I think this thing is a bomb.
87 is we had a VCR in 87.
Yeah, but not everybody else.
And they had video stores, right?
Yeah, not everybody else. That's not the cash cow of rental times. That's the opening of rental times. I think you're wrong. I think this thing lost its ass.
Huh. I don't think it did.
I think it did.
Well,
Anyways,
either way, it would have made $0 if it was 2
Yeah, it
hours
would have
and
made less
15
money.
minutes. 2 hours and 15 minutes in the middle of it didn't make any sense.
Speaking of 2 hours and 15 minutes, let's give our final recommendations. I say this is a total fantastic fucking do. Sam?
Yes, it's become one of my favorite bad movies. It's so damn bad.
Jackie?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a do. I was entertained.
It's awesome. It's nonstop laughing at ineptitude.
It comes out hot, a guy's head comes off.
A guy's fucking head comes off, and it ends up with Superman destroying the entire fucking world. Yep. Okay, so next week is Jackie's pick with Supergirl, and then follow up with my pick, Punisher Warzone. So enjoy. In the meantime, get to the phone booth.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.